Agenda West Side Beer.
So, just to reiterate, Sonny is here this week to talk about the NFL schedule being released. Welcome to another episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sonny is here.
Good to be back, boys. What's up, listeners, viewers? I'm actually way more excited than I was 10 minutes ago because that was a pretty good intro.
Hey, we got you excited. Well, I start talking about the NFL, and Sonny lights up.
I'm
He's
just
a
a big sports guy.
Huge NFL fan. Not really. We'll if we have time, we'll get the NFL schedule. But I wanted to go ahead and introduce, my Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh.
Donovan is here.
Style Bagamoto. Got that fresh fade, though. You looking good.
I did. Yeah,
Good,
I tried.
You look
Give me
nice.
a 2 on top and a 1 around.
Looks good.
Squared in the back.
Ooh.
Here's a tip.
Here's
And
a-
here's from last time when I didn't tip you. There you go. That actually happened today.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, wow, guys. We went last week with about 20 of our closest buddies
Think so.
to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Woo.
And what were your thoughts, Sonny?
I mean, overall, I think watching it for the first time, I was stoked on the idea of everything, and I think we all know what scene, the 6 minutes or whatever at the Hall of Illuminati, was probably the coolest thing. It's a lot of fan service.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it like a 7.58 when I first thought about it, and then I kind of went into it thinking
7.5/8 or 7.58?
like
Really
slash
real detail.
slash. And then now kind of going on, I'm like 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wanted more, and I kind of expected a little bit more because all this, I don't know, all the hype, I would say, over it, it turned into a kind of interesting event. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I was expecting a little bit more.
Donovan, what'd you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was a ton of fun. It was exactly what I expected going into it. There was a lot of people. This is the thing about like Twitter and the world that we live in when it comes to reviewing comic books and all this stuff. We get these guys who are, oh, this is going to be the greatest movie ever. Oh, this is going to be this is going to be Raimi at his finest. Well, it wasn't the greatest comic book movie ever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Quan, what are you doing here, man?
Oh,
We
Frank,
got a special guest.
Frank, you look like Quan.
lost a little weight.
What is
good?
happening right now? I heard that. What? Uh-oh, and then we have another special guest who just come in fresh from the land of Disney.
Yeah, dude, I like that shirt.
He's looking good. Oh my gosh. Hot Dog Paul is here.
Look at that. You're
Paul,
gonna leave me
guys, he
hanging for, like,
just he
40
literally
minutes?
just got back into town
God,
from
I don't-
California.
You look tan. You look
What
like
is
you've been on a beach somewhere.
I was. That's what was going on.
So to keep you updated, we're talking about Multiverse of Madness. I just started my little review here. I liked it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think, like I said, in the comic book world, people are a little too quick to say it's the greatest comic book movie ever. First of all, it wasn't a horror movie, so stop it. It wasn't scary. It's not a horror movie. Midsummer is a horror movie. That's a horror movie.
That's a psychological terror.
This was
roller
not a-
coaster.
Midsummer is
This is-
nightmare fuel.
That
This
is
is-
honestly one of the scariest movies.
This was a comic book movie with horror elements. It's not a horror movie.
So
Don't
would you
get
say
it twisted.
would you say it was a comic book horror movie?
No, it was a comic book movie with some
I-
horror sprinkled into it.
I think it was kind of-
horror.
I don't know. Okay,
Horror.
maybe this is a little disagreement that I might have with you, because seeing Wanda come out of that mirror and she was all like the Ring. I don't know how to Alice explain contortionist was terrifying, bro. I think that there was.
Terrifying?
Yeah, that's creepy to see Wanda do that.
Terrifying is like I'm gonna piss my pants.
Okay,
Did you?
terrifying for a
I did
terrifying
because
for
I
a
had
Marvel
I
movie.
had a lot of Pepsi beforehand, but terrifying.
Terrifying for a Marvel movie. I'm not gonna say, like there's creepy
What's
movies out
more
there.
terrifying, her crawling out of a mirror or half of all of life and existence evaporating out of nowhere and no one knowing why?
Yeah, but I didn't see that happen. I mean, we saw some dust, but like to see her do that out of the mirror was creepy to me. I think
Sure.
it was a comic book horror movie.
See, that's
in
a
my
little more
opinion.
accurate. It's creepy. It's not terrifying.
Yeah.
It's creepy. There were creepy elements to it, but I wouldn't say that this was like, oh, horror. And as much as I like Sam Raimi, I do. I like Sam Raimi. I think he's brilliant, some of the things that he's done, but he didn't do anything original in this. He just did everything that he did in his previous horror movies and put it in this movie.
Okay.
That's really all he did.
Okay.
I mean, the even the eye being plucked out of the giant
Yeah.
thing, that was literally a direct reference from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
of the eye being pulled out and then going into the girl's mouth, and that's a whole nother thing. But like there's other stuff like the demons talking and the way that they're talking was like all very Evil Dead. Hey, there he is. This guy is so excited to be here. We're happy to have him. But I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, the first time I was like, oh, 10 out of 10. It was so much fun. But then seeing it a second time, I was like, 8 out of 10. I respect it for what it was. Everyone's like, oh, Elizabeth Olsen was the greatest part of that movie. False. Benedict Cumberbatch was the best part.
False.
It's just false. Benedict Cumberbatch was the best part of that movie. It was a Doctor Strange movie, and he made it. He made it. I mean, yes, she delivered. She did exactly what she was supposed to do as far as the villain in the movie, and then what ultimately happens to her, which we'll get to. But I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. But it's not the greatest Marvel movie ever, which some people are saying, or the scariest movie. In my opinion, it's not the scariest Marvel movie because I just don't consider the Marvel movies to be scary.
Okay, but which one is the scariest then?
Eternals.
I would say, honestly, I think it's Infinity War. The idea of half of existence being vanished and no one knowing why or what's going on, that's scary.
Okay.
That's a very scary thing. And the fact that we got to see why it was happening. I mean, Thanos coming in, I mean, the whole scene with Vision, he kills, or Wanda kills Vision.
Yeah.
And then he brings him back to life and goes, nope, I'll do that. He kills his daughter. Like
No. And I think,
like,
but see, and then I guess that's the other word that I'm thinking of is evil versus creepy or scary. you know?
I wasn't creeped out by anything
Just a-
in Multiverse of Madness. There was not one thing that I was like, ugh.
Just a quick moment. We got to get this man in here.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
Shirt is
Paul, what did you
incredible.
think,
Welcome
buddy?
back. How was
That
your
is a
trip?
really
I
nice
had
shirt.
a really good trip.
You're on assignment. Where'd you go?
We went to the Avengers Multiverse of Madness. The Avengers campus in California Adventure. And
Sick.
I went to Star Wars Land in Disneyland.
Sick.
Batu I think is what the planet it's supposed to be on. I had a blast. I had a really good time, and most importantly, I made it back here.
You did, man.
Just
did.
in the nick of time.
You did.
But I do have a lot of opinions on Multiverse of Madness, and I disagree with you. I think it was the scariest of the Marvel movies, not because things in it that happened were scary. It was shot like it was a horror movie, and you can't say that for
Samesies.
off the top of my head any of the other.
Sure, no doubt.
And I'm not sitting there saying I was terrified by anything. I think I agree when she like like
contorted out of
contorts
the
thing. That's
That's
creepy.
creepy.
That's intended to be a horror movie scene. The one with her coming out of the what's it called? Into the Dream with Patrick Stewart. Not Dream, but the Mind thing with Patrick Stewart.
Oh my god, that was so creepy.
There was a lot of things that with her specifically that were shot like it was a horror movie. And I 100% agree with you about the Wanda not stealing the show thing. She was fine. Doctor Strange, if he is not in that movie and he is not who he is as the character,
Oh, he's a beast.
I would not have enjoyed it.
He was amazing.
He carried the movie for me. Him
No
being
doubt.
him and being the fantastic actor he is and embodying Doctor Strange. When Patrick Stewart says, no, he's different than the other Stranges, I believed Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
I didn't think
man.
it was just something he was saying. I think that's a testament to young Benny's performance.
Young Benny
And I think he's done a fantastic job, and he really carried the film.
did amazing.
I think a lot of it was really rushed. It felt like the plot lines didn't take there.
Could have used a couple more minutes for sure.
They did not need. I mean, the part where they give the forced America Chavez backstory part is not organic, and it's like I had somebody ask me. He said, "Why was that memory thing in the movie?" I said, "To force America Chavez backstory into the movie."
Yeah.
That was literally the only
for
reason.
sure.
And
There were some parts of the movie that were just like weird, just for the sake of being weird, and I get it. You know what I mean? We're in some weird movie, but I don't know. There's, like you said, the pacing kind of towards the end felt a little pushed.
yeah,
You know?
especially with the Book of Ashanti.
Book
that,
of Ashanti.
that's what it was, right?
Vashanti.
Vashanti. Okay, I've seen so many memes with the Ashanti
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. It's
Um,
Book of Vashanti.
But why? Why was it in the movie? I know why it was in the movie.
Yeah, but that was kind of yeah.
It was in the movie to drive. They said, "Well, why would the characters be pushed through the multiverse? What? Oh, we need to think of a reason that doesn't matter, like that ultimately doesn't matter for the plot of the movie.
the
to
what
get
is it, the
them
MacGuffin? It's like the alternate version of the
Well,
Darkhold.
The reason they're even going through to do that stuff is to find the Book of Ashanti, which ends up not mattering, which is like the literal definition of a MacGuffin.
Right.
In the past, there's been MacGuffins, but ended up mattering, like the Tesseract and the other Infinity Stones. They ended up playing into the plot of the overarching thing. The Book of Ashanti just doesn't. It's just there to be there. And I didn't hate that. I was just like,
And I have a theory on what the next MacGuffin is for Marvel.
What's that? Because you said you had something beforehand that you wanted to mention.
Yes,
on
and I believe that's the multiverse. I believe the multiverse is the next Infinity Stones that we see for Marvel, because we've gotten different iterations of the multiverse, much like we did with the Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones, we got to see them respectively come together, but now we've seen No Way Home. We've seen Loki, which started everything,
Right.
this whole multiverse thing. Now we see the Multiverse of Madness. That's 3 times we've seen the multiverse.
That's good. Yeah.
In 3 different forms, and it's the
Right.
same. Again, Marvel tends to do this, but they're kind of going that same formula. They want to introduce.
We're gonna get
you,
that with Ant-Man too, I believe.
exactly.
You know,
and
so
I think that'll be
what's
the
the fifth?
culmination.
Yeah, there's gonna be another one.
So we're gonna see some
I
different
agree with that.
multiverse
Yeah.
things. So that is the next
Infinity
Infinity
Stones,
Gauntlets and
yeah.
Stones is the
I like that.
multiverse.
So is Kang gonna be the guy? Well, Kang is the next
King is
Thanos.
Thanos.
Then, you know,
Yeah.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt, he's Thanos.
I would have loved a little bit more of maybe some hints towards a next big bad. You know, at the end of whatever. I think seeing the after credit with
Those were not good.
no, dude, they
post-credit scenes-
sucked.
The post-credit
dude.
scenes were not good.
No, and if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you're even listening right now. But if you have not, dude, don't stay for the second one.
No.
It's stupid.
Hey, that's one of those
It's
things.
completely pointless.
I was talking to someone who was like, I enjoyed the last post-credit scene. I thought it was funny. I'm like, even if it is funny and you did enjoy it, it should be the first one.
It should have been the first one, and then the last one. Give me like gore, like killing, like I don't know,
Right.
I could have
someone
taken Loki. I could have taken Sylvie. I could have taken Kang. Anything.
or Kang or a version of Kang, like
Anything.
something.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of teasing a version of Kang in Moon Knight. A little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, they're making references to Ramatut.
Oh,
yeah.
They were kind of teasing it a little bit, but
That would have been nice.
That was
though.
one more thing that Moon Knight didn't really pay off with. So, oops.
And they
Sorry.
kind of teased it in Multiverse of Madness very, very, very slightly with them talking to Reed Richards saying, "Do you have any children?" She says, "Yes, I do."
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
with the whole Nathaniel Richards thing.
And
Like
Franklin, and dude, if Franklin is ever in the MCU, he's the kind of character I don't think they will.
Too powerful
because
for the MCU.
He's insane. He
Yes.
he breaks things in the same way. that I mean, I didn't miss much, but did we get into any of the cameos and stuff like
No,
that?
we literally
No,
just
no, no,
started.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure. So I'm gonna start talking about some of the cameos. If you don't want to know the cameos and you're some reason still listening, stop.
Get out of here.
Or
That
keep us on, but mute us.
That was your warning.
So I
It was the one that you were talking about. You were asking if it was Black Bolt from the other one.
yeah.
From the
So-
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just in a cooler costume.
It really
Yeah.
felt like to me, I know a lot of people love seeing those characters and we're excited to have them in the movie. And I am not sitting here going, I wish they weren't. They were like literally, and I was talking to Cam about it on Twitter, I'm hitting this mic. It was just like they showed up and then they die and you're just like, okay. I didn't not like that, but at the same time, I'm just like,
I get it to show how strong Wanda is.
yeah, but then we've got Wanda and that's why when it made me think of it, the Franklin thing is Wanda's getting to the point where she's so powerful where we're like, why is she handling this easily but not this? She turns Reed Richards into ribbons
Yeah.
and pops him like a zit, and it's like, whoa. And then she's like over here struggling with Captain Carter.
Yeah, that part did kind of pissed me off because I'm like, why are you like trying to box
Why
this
didn't you just
person?
turn all of them into
You
ribbons?
literally one of my coolest moments. How did I get that out? I don't know.
Coolerist?
One of the cooler moments that I liked was Black Bolt's like trying to, he's like, yeah, I'll talk a little bit and blow your head up. And then she's like, what mouth? And he pops his own head, dude. You can hear him say like, what? And his head explodes.
That was by far the most violent thing we've seen in the MCU.
Dude, literally.
His
That
brain was literally
that was
melting within. I was like,
dramatic
Dude,
moment.
like
Yeah,
that
sure.
was kind of crazy.
So Black Bolt is a character that I don't like. I
Blackagar, Boltagon.
That's also a very stupid name.
Edgar Hardigan,
It's
whatever he says.
It's a very comic booky bad name.
Yeah.
But he, as a character, he can't talk. He's never been very interesting to me. He's never conveyed emotion to me a lot. I don't really care very much about the character. And he's not a character that I saw and went, oh my God, it's Black Bolt. I was like, oh my God, it's Black Bolt. Because he's similar to Patrick Stewart and Wanda and all these other powerful characters in the way that he's so powerful that you have to find an excuse to nerf him.
Yeah, of
and then you
course.
find a silly way to beat him every time, and he's
Yeah.
never able to unleash his full power.
I think there's a way to sell him though as an actor.
I'm sure there
they had
is.
an actor that could,
Yeah.
emote a little bit without all
Right.
of the
Yeah.
the dialogue. I mean, you could probably
Echo.
sell it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's
I
a
mean-
good point. And he could definitely endear himself to me, but as a cameo, as quick as it was, I was just like, okay. And then there was someone on the internet, I don't know how valid this is. They were talking about there was originally supposed to be a Hugh Jackman cameo where he gets like
What?
de-atomized to like the adamantium skeleton, and maybe that sounds cool, but to me, I'm just like, I have no desire to watch that happen. to
I know,
Hugh
but
Jackman.
you could
think
say that
is
about
just a rumor.
yeah.
I
No,
think that's just
yeah,
I
I think
that's
so
just
too
a
because you
rumor.
could say that about anything now with these like, oh, I heard that
I know, but that's not my
Namor
point.
was supposed to come in and pee dolphins at
My-
some point.
my point
on
is just
Antonio
that
Banderas,
I got-
Namor.
I got nothing from watching these characters get eviscerated. That's my point. Is that if that was real, I'm not like kicking and screaming for it or like, oh,
Right.
pie in the sky.
I did
just
kick
was
and
like,
scream for the Mr. Fantastic reveal. I think for fan service, that was
That's
more
cool.
important than everybody. They shouldn't have given us all of those reveals in the trailer to give away Captain Carter and to give away
No,
Professor
absolutely
X,
not.
which would have been cool if I saw the yellow chair originally in the movie theater. That would have been a
From
cool
the
moment.
animated series, who called that? I did.
Yeah,
Also, one more prediction I got right. I said she was going to kill the Illuminati, and she did.
yeah,
She did.
true.
Boom.
Frank,
True that.
you're the man.
Yeah,
for
dude.
two.
2 for 2.
Wow, he's been
And-
traveling the multiverse. This guy.
I was.
I love that it's John Krasinski. I am so
Oh my
happy.
God, dude.
But that's the only part of that like really brought me into joy. I'm like, oh yes, it's gonna be John Krasinski. The rest of it, I was just like, okay. I didn't
Because
not
now
like it.
Watts is out of the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
out of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah.
They've been talking to Krasinski about coming on as a director.
Dude,
That would be sick.
That would be
and then maybe that
crazy.
gets Emily Blunt involved.
absolutely. I feel like there's no way that Emily Blunt is not Sue Storm at this point. There's no way.
I
dude.
saw a thing that maybe Bryce Dallas Howard could be Sue Storm, and I went,
Who's
I am
that?
Oh,
That-
that'd be interesting.
That.
Girl,
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World. I
She
like
played-
her.
Dude,
She'd be
remember
alright.
she was Gwen Stacy
Yeah,
in
no,
Spider-Man,
yeah.
the blonde hair? Come
yeah,
on.
I do, but like,
She'd be a great Sue Storm.
She's
not
not,
better than
Emily
Emily Blunt,
Yeah,
dude.
I guess.
to
not
be
better
blunt,
than-
she's not better than Emily.
Oh boy.
You knew that was
wow.
coming.
So I know. So and I have the last two gripes that I really have are I feel like there was CGI in scenes that was didn't need to be in or was poorly done in.
Yeah.
Like the scene where they're like just floating over Kamertage and talking to each other.
Kamertage.
I'm talking to Jonathan at the very end. He's like, "What did you want him to actually make him fly?" I was like, "No, I just wanted I wanted the
That's the most
CGI to be better."
John thing
I was like,
ever, dude.
I was like, no, I didn't want to watch a clay version of Doctor Strange talk to a clay version of Wanda. It looked ridiculous.
You don't think they were on the little
no.
stringy things?
Rewatch it. They are CGI.
What are they? The Zumanity
They're
strings?
CGI doubles,
Vegas.
110%. But
Frank, what did you think?
you
of the
just
movie?
explained a perfect example of why they didn't need to actually fly. And then I'll let Frank give his opinion in a second. I just want to get this last thing out.
Thanks. I'd like to do that.
And I hate what they did to Baron Mordo. They turned him into a whiny little baby because he didn't leave because he wanted to be Sorcerer Supreme. He was going to be Sorcerer Supreme if he didn't leave. He said, "You know what? This sorcery stuff is bad. I'm going to take it out." I know, but it still would have been more compelling if it was.
But you also to be objective. You also really love Baron Mordo as a character.
Yeah,
you watch his
that's-
character, right?
to see them not done
see
in the
him
way.
go-
yeah.
You're
See his
campaigning for
motivation.
him early on.
and see his motivation be,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not Sorcerer Supreme. I'm jealous of Doctor Strange." I'm like,
And they gave that
not
man
compelling.
extensions
I
where
don't
they
care.
they
okay.
didn't have to go with the extensions and the braids and
I
all that kind of
digress.
stuff.
I saw one guy say that was the best hand-to-hand combat in the MCU.
It was cool.
I
Oh
went,
my word.
whoa, that's the best. You mean to tell me that
Iron
in
Fist is
Winter
the best.
Soldier, when he's fighting Cap with the knife in his hand, that's not
Fist
the
is
best,
the best.
That's better.
hand-to-hand combat?
That's better.
Get the f out of here, bro.
I'm glad somebody got that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, I'm
Frank,
sorry. I'll
what'd
shut
you
up
think,
now.
bud?
Wow. Okay.
Hurry up, dude. No.
I was gonna say
It's chill.
two things I took away from the movie was that Elizabeth Olsen was a great villain.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
Dude.
I thought that she did an incredible
Yes.
job. She has a future with Marvel Studios. They've signed an extension with her,
7?
so they have plans
it's
for her 7-year or 7-picture deal.
7 years.
Yeah, she's
7 days.
she's going to be around for a while. So I think that they've got to figure out what the story is that they're going to develop with Wanda going forward.
Yeah.
But I thought that she was great. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is an incredible Doctor Strange.
I love him so
Awesome.
much.
He
man.
is so good as Doctor
Awesome.
Strange.
I think he's as good as RDJ was for Iron Man.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Same with
I would
Chris
say-
Evans and Cap, dude. I think
Yeah.
they're pulled right from the comic book.
I thought that they both were incredible. I wish that, and I mean, I'm being kind of nitpicky about this a little bit.
It's okay.
I wish
what we're
that
here
they
for.
wouldn't show so many stinking
Yeah.
trailers.
Yeah, dude.
I'm glad that they're trying to sell a movie.
Cool.
I think it's important
Yeah.
that you get pre-sale tickets and all of the
Yeah,
other stuff.
dude. We're gonna do
People
that
have
anyway.
bought in. This is the 28th MCU film. They don't have to convince
You don't
us to
have to
buy
sell
tickets
you,
anymore.
Nah, bro.
They could just say it's Doctor Strange. Brenda Carpel Scrunch and Elizabeth Olsen are in it. Come and see it. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend. That's it.
Dude,
Show me 30 seconds and then I'm sold.
Yeah.
it would be the same lineup, bro. I would be there with 20 people.
Yeah.
And we would do the same
And-
thing.
I don't need to see 30 different trailers.
No, and
for these
especially if
movies.
you're gonna give
Just
away
stop.
some of the biggest
Please
moments in the
stop.
movie.
Yeah.
If you say
I'm so glad they kept the John Krasinski thing out of him.
yeah, that was close though. I'm sure that was probably
Sonny was looking.
They were probably
Oh my God,
You
yeah.
know what? They were probably debating it the way that Sony and Marvel were debating revealing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Because Sony wanted to and Marvel said no.
they were talking about it and it didn't get moved forward, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't. I wish it did. There was going to be a Deadpool something that they were going to involve in, and they said
saying,
they're
yeah.
like, I don't think that this is the time. And
Okay, let me ask you a question about the post-credit scenes. Okay, do you think these were the original post-credit scenes that they wanted?
no,
The
or was
Clea
it
one,
something
yes.
that got switched up?
Clea's new probably.
Well, no, I'm
after
talking
that.
about pizza balls. Do you think that
That
was
was-
the
no,
the,
no,
the
that was
post-credit
Sam
scene
Raimi
that they
all the
wanted
way.
to show? Okay.
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
100% do because it was a callback to Evil Dead.
Okay.
It was Sam Raimi. It was Bruce Campbell with him being possessed by his hand. Like that was all like, and then the whole like it's over, and then like breaking the
Right.
fourth
Right.
wall. That was they were both intended for those to be
What
post.
about
I'm
she-
not
what
gonna
if she
lie.
stared at the
I'm not gonna lie.
screen?
That kind of pissed me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Of the two
was irritating.
Evil Dead references, one that went over, I feel like yeah.
There was like 9.
Well, I mean, of the big ones.
Okay.
There, when she grabs the, I literally took a picture of it and posted.
Go Back to Hell?
I can't remember the go back to hell thing. That
Yeah.
was cool. I was like, that's a good way to make a reference.
Yeah.
There's a good reason for her to be saying that in that moment. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel
Right.
corny. That
Right,
was
right,
really
right, right.
cool.
I think at this point with Krasinski making the cameo, Our boy, Young Garlic Knot, had mentioned we were
that I know who he's talking.
we were kind of messaging back and forth a little
Sorry,
bit,
Rob.
and he was saying that they think that the fan base will kind of not riot, but they'd be a little upset
Right.
at this point if they have Krasinski do the cameo, and they don't have him back
In the
involved
movie?
In the yeah,
Oh
there's dude.
Oh boy.
Now that
I
you've
have a
made him as a
feeling
cameo and you're not going to bring him back,
I have a feeling they might do that though.
I will
guys.
be mad.
I think, and I would too, because when I saw him, I went, oh. But then there was another part of me. I was like, well, wait a second. Like Captain Carter is not Captain America, and that's not our. That's not our
I don't
Captain
think Patrick
Marvel.
Stewart's going to
Yeah.
be back. Patrick Stewart won't
no,
be back.
he definitely is not.
That man has died so many times.
He's 95 years old. Man. He's like,
Yeah,
he's like
dude.
90 years old.
You saw how old he was when he came rolling up in that chair, and he was like this big, and he was like, "We must tell him the truth." I was like, "Yo, you need to we need to get a smaller chair for this cat right now."
That was
because-
his actual chair.
yeah. that chair was way too big on him.
Nah, for real. But so tinfoil hat. Do you think that that's?
I gotta
the-
make one for him.
Do you think that what Professor X do you think that is? Because it's not Logan timeline. It's not this, that, or the other.
It
Do
doesn't-
you think it's the cartoon
No
version, the 90? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
It's a
If
multiverse, so it could be a combination of the things we've seen before and a cartoon put together. And
Which
it's,
Professor X was it? They played the theme song when he rolled out.
that's what I'm saying. Is it
I
that
don't need any
Professor X?
confirmation than that.
Sure, yeah, I'm with
Right?
Paul.
Is it that universe though?
No, I don't know.
Why
Who
is it
knows?
him if it's not that
I don't know,
universe?
man.
This is my point. I think that I think
You get me.
when we're talking about multiverse and different universes, I think that there is a universe out there that has
He can have the same chair in different universes.
a Professor X who
Not
comes.
with the same remix.
Sure,
theme.
why not?
Not with the
You
same
know?
theme song.
Why
Not the
not?
same theme song. Everybody
Nah,
has different
man.
theme songs,
So
man.
You got copyrights in the multiverse.
about the Illuminati.
That's one thing that does transfer.
We were talking about before the
trademark.
the movie came out. We were like, why did they need to let people know it was the Illuminati? And a couple of you guys were like, well, regular people hear Illuminati and go, oh, that's interesting.
They think Jay-Z.
Right. And I talked
It's your
to
boy.
a few people who aren't like big into MCU after the movie, and they all told me that when they heard the Illuminati line in the movie, they were like, that was corny, and I did not enjoy it. They thought it was a weird thing to say.
Because they're not familiar with
Yeah, and they were like, I like the
I'm,
Illuminati, okay? So I was like, oh boy, maybe they needed to put a little more stuff out about what the Illuminati was, because people are just like, I thought that
Yeah.
was funny, and it wasn't intended to be funny.
No, I could see that, but also to like the other 50%,
No, you're right.
we're like,
Yeah.
let's go.
And they'll come around. I just thought it was interesting that I expected people to go, oh, the Illuminati, that's cool. I like it's a real world kind of reference almost I get, but pretty much everyone I talked to was like, that was freaking weird. Like what?
I can
But
see that.
and they'll come around on it.
Yeah, the Thursday night crowds who go and see it are the hardcore fans that go, oh, the Friday night,
Yeah.
Saturday
Yeah,
afternoons are the people
yeah.
who go, like the Illuminati that controls our country? What do
Jay-Z?
I mean by that? And it's like, Beyonce,
No,
what's
no,
going on?
no, no,
Is that the
it's
Lemonade
factual.
album? What is
It's
it?
facts. It's facts.
the Lemonade album.
Of the two post-credit scenes, we did get a character that was a little more familiar to some of us. We got Clea.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know who she was.
I had no idea who she was.
Nor did I.
I
So
did.
she's kind of
Yeah, you did. You told me as soon as we got out
she's
there,
sort
you're
of
like,
the love interest
it's the
of
love
Doctor
interest in G.
Strange.
Well, it's
Yeah.
important.
So where do you think this movie's going? These movies are going with Doctor Strange in the future.
To Dormammu kind of territory. Tinfoil hat. I also heard that possibly Dormammu is.
Sorry. That's what you did.
I didn't do it like that. Did I do it like that?
Yeah. Thank you, Quan.
Best of next month. No.
This month.
Come on. This Dormammu might be a version of Doctor Strange,
That would be sick, dog.
right? That would be kind of sick, no?
I think
Oh, boy.
for Paul's sake, I would hope that they would bring back Mordo in some capacity for the
Without
next
the braids.
Doctor Strange.
He's so
film.
cool, and I think he's a good
Yeah.
adversary, and I just didn't feel like.
And we didn't really see this universe's version of him in the movie. So
We
Yeah.
had a conversation. You all told me it wouldn't be our universes. I was like, yeah, it will. And then you guys were absolutely right.
He didn't have
I
enough,
was
he
100%
didn't
right.
have enough time to
Bro,
grow his hair out.
he did not have that much time to grow them braids
It's been
out, man.
5 years, bro. He's
Sure, he could
Bro,
have.
nah, he had Beyonce lemonade braids.
Did guys do extensions? Like, no, they don't.
Dude,
Yeah,
okay,
they-
never mind.
yeah,
That's
for
a
sure.
conversation
That's a whole
for
nother
after the
show.
show.
That is a whole nother show.
I have some
Tune
funny
in to
stuff to
Gorilla
tell you guys.
Cross for Man's World, where we talk about
Wow.
man's hair
how's that
extensions.
Shout out T and Ron. Let's go.
Yeah, that was cross promotion.
Yeah, a little
like
cross
crazy.
promotion. We're powered by Gorilla
Multiverse.
Cross. We love our producer Quan and our studio. But I have a theory. I don't think Wanda is dead.
No, dude,
No,
of course
I
not,
think
bro.
that when we saw that red light go poof at the bottom, I think that was her vanishing away.
Yeah, she took a little
To
bit of
somewhere else.
America.
That was her
She took
respawning.
a little
Yeah.
bit of America's power. She might have had enough for like one jump.
Oh no, I think she's so powerful that she could
She could do it herself.
she could just do it herself. Yeah. So so that's what I think. And if it's not that and she's dead in this universe, we now know that there's a Wanda in another universe who knows
Yeah.
that 616 exists. So there's a
It's
possibility
cool
of
that
her
it's
going.
616 too.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. So the whole Clinton Beck says this is Earth 616 in No Way Home.
Yeah, and
or
that's
not
what I
No
was
Way
gonna
Home,
say.
but Far From Home. I was
Because-
like, oh wow, that's really nice because they've been researching this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was so after that movie came out and he said 616 and then he wasn't actually from a different universe, everyone went, oh, I guess it isn't actually 616. But now this universe, this movie
Totally
where it
confirms it.
actually
Right.
confirms it, which is I love that.
So what do you think that was? An educated guess? Do you think it was just
Nah, he knew something.
No, I think
He
he
knew
knew.
something, right?
I think. I mean, they worked for Stark Industries,
Mm-hmm.
and they learned how to do all these things. And they're all like, physicists and engineers, so they knew that
knew
there's a
something.
multiverse out there. And they were working with Nick Fury. Well, not really Nick Fury, but they had the technology from Shield to know that this
Right.
isn't the only universe that exists. So, and we don't know in the timeline, like when did WandaVision happen?
Right.
Like, did it happen in tandem with what was going on with Far From Home, so that they knew
Could
that
be.
there
Right.
could have been like she created a universe? Well, this also brings up the possibility of there being other universes out there that we don't know about.
Yeah.
right?
So that's what I think as far as him knowing that there was an Earth 616. But like Paul said,
Tinfoil hat talk, man. I love
she,
it.
she said that
Tinfoil
your
Donovan.
Earth is 616 and we're 838. I was like, wow, good day for palindromes. So I thought it was I thought that was a lot of fun. I think the John Krasinski thing is great. I do think, and I told you guys after the movie, I think that there's a theory that this is my personal theory.
That Wolverine is still out there.
Yep. But this has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about. But as far as the Fantastic Four, I think that he said the line, didn't you guys chart in the 60s? I think that was him referencing maybe them
Oh,
being
yeah, you
like,
did say this.
like the Beatles, but I think it might be something different. I think that there's a possibility that there was the four scientists who went to space and they're doing
The
sort of like
Planet
a
of the Apes it.
they did like a Planet of the Apes. They went to go find what was happening and, get it. And they got their powers, but they stayed there for what was only like Ant-Man 5 hours, but it turned
Right.
out to be 50 years. And they come
Right.
back to our Earth, which has been all
like
this stuff.
that.
And they have all of their powers. And now, because it's perfect,
That'll
fantastic.
explain why they haven't been there for so
Right.
long.
So,
Right.
and then it
Easy.
also,
I like that.
and then
Easy.
it also really gives us this idea that like, that's what
great,
the Fantastic
actually.
Four
That's
are.
really
How
good.
do we fit into a world with these new powers? And even for Thing, like he's like, I have this thing that I can't get rid of. I
This thing.
look like, hey,
Thing has this
I
thing.
look like this now, and how am I supposed to fit in with this world? And really, that character's the only one that we feel that way because everybody else can look normal and then go into a transformation
Right.
as where he is not that. He looks like that, and that's who he is. But the rest of
Right.
them,
Get Michael Chiklis back.
that would be awesome. He was
Yeah,
a great
it was
thing.
He's the
great.
best part of those movies.
But I think that they're going to come back from either traveling in the quantum realm or traveling in space.
Space.
Quantum realm seems more likely
I agree.
because then maybe they had their whole life there and they had their kids and there's Nathaniel Richards and then we get Kang from that. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's a lot
That
of
could be
things
the
that could be
post-credit
that could be
for-
right.
Quantumania.
Right. Could explain where Franklin got all these crazy powers.
So, I loved that it's John Krasinski. Like I said, I hope that it's
Heck,
him going
yes.
forward. That's going to be the Reed Richards. I love that they mentioned that was the Baxter building that they were in.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that must mean
Love
one of
that.
our Baxter building is going to be the new Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Love that.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we still
there was a
don't
lot
know.
of really cool stuff. My favorite scene of the whole entire movie was the fight between the Doctor Stranges, and they used Beethoven's Fifth. That they were
Oh,
fighting
the
with the music
symphony
back.
fight.
I was like, that is the most Doctor Strange thing ever,
Yeah, that
using
was pretty
notes
cool.
to fight each other. I know that some people are giving it like that was really cheesy and really
That was
corny.
super cool.
I don't care. That was so cool to me. And then
Super cool.
I didn't notice this, but I watched the first Doctor Strange yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's telling him that he needs to open his mind, I always thought she says, open your mind, but she doesn't. She grabs his forehead and she says, open your eye.
Mm.
The third eye meaning,
I'm reading the dark hole.
So I always thought it was the dark
Because
hole that gave him the third eye.
she
but
got
no.
powers from the dark dimension as well.
Right,
You know
but
what I mean?
but she was saying open your eye, meaning like, and there's actual meaning to it when you have your third eye open. That means you could see every universe
Yeah.
possible. So she was telling him to expand his mind by
Foresight.
exactly, having the foresight, and that's what the third eye is. So
Yeah, dude, if
that
you
universe
even-
that we saw with him being evil and having the third eye means he saw every universe, but he used it for evil.
Yeah.
Whereas where our Doctor Strange is the best of, like she says it in Endgame, that means that he's the best of
us.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helps a ton.
one-
So that's why I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. I'm so glad I went back and watched the first movie.
One would say he's the most badass version
There
of
it is.
Doctor Strange.
Take a shot.
It's a little different when he's that much closer to me.
Welcome to my world.
So so some of the really cool stuff that happened in this movie, because I talked a lot about what I didn't like, and I did like this movie. I'm at like a 7 out of 10 for it. I thought it was fun. It was a mess, but I thought it was fun. Him taking over the dead Doctor Strange body and doing all
So
that stuff
cool.
was super
Favorite scene.
cool.
That's
It
my
was a
favorite- that's
good
my
use
favorite
of
part.
his power.
Yeah.
That was super duper cool. It was
Very Luke Skywalker, huh?
yeah. It was a lot of
When
fun.
he made the cape out of the souls.
And
dude.
I think the cameo that I enjoyed the most was Patrick Stewart, because he felt like he was there for a reason. He was there to say, no, he's different. And then he gets to say the sometimes we stumble line, which so good,
Yeah.
so good.
Doesn't mean we're lost.
And he
although
uses his
whatever.
powers to try to get Wanda out.
I kind of didn't like the.
Yeah, that was a little corny.
Yeah.
But that's from the
it
cartoon.
worked,
If when
yeah.
he
I know
does
he's
this,
like-
that the waves go up, that's from the cartoon.
Yeah,
we
it
kinda
worked.
did it weird. He's like,
He was fantastic.
It is him, right?
It is him.
And
Or
even
is it?
even though the other Doctor Strange wasn't the one from What If, I still thought that one was cool. It was. I thought I've heard mixed things on like how much people liked the little music fight. They were like, I thought it was fun, but it was weird that it kept going. I thought it was
Yeah,
good.
it did kind of go on a little long. I was like,
It was a fun use of powers.
super cool.
And it plays in later when the eye opens and you hear his bar from it or whatever.
The guitar.
Yeah,
Oh, that it's just screeching.
there
You're
was-
like, yeah.
This movie was
So
a lot
cool.
of fun. It was a
Sorry.
mess. It just did some things that didn't make sense. But ultimately, I didn't leave the theater going, man, Marvel might not be getting it together. No,
No,
I
they
was
won't.
like,
Oh, dude.
The only question that I have is, so my wife's out of town. She's in Hawaii with her mom, so I have the house all to myself with my
Ooh.
boys, and I've just been watching Marvel and Star Wars.
As you should.
Yeah. And I also watched Shang-Chi because I wanted to see what was
Shang.
my...
Chong.
Oh,
Oh,
Shang.
sorry. It's
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. So I
Shang-Chi.
watched it,
What?
but I'm
Don't do
wondering in the post-credit scene when Wong says, you have to come with me. The fate of our universe is at stake. I'm like, oh, I thought we were going to see something in this Doctor Strange that would be referencing back to Shang-Chi, and we didn't see that. So now it's just even got me more like, so what is it? What is going on now that Wong had to go
Yeah.
back and
They
get
got a scene
Shang-Chi?
that was cut or something, maybe.
No, I don't think that there was a scene. This was
It just
all
wasn't-
Raimi. I just think that.
Well, we
that
know
just-
there was
something-
3 edits, so I mean, there could have been something
so
cut.
Ant-Man comes out when? In February?
Ant-Man
I think
comes
it's
out
involving-
February of 2023. Yeah.
I think it's
So-
involving that.
So I think that I hope we get a post-credit scene or something with Kang or Loki at the end of Thor.
oh, and Thor, yeah.
We have to get something there that leads us to the next thing, because now we've
I think we
gotten
get
the
Noel
post-credits.
in the,
Yeah, that's very
Oh,
possible.
I'm so
Post-credits.
waiting
Which would be
for
very
that.
cool. But
Frank
anyway,
just got excited.
yeah.
He's like, excuse me, what?
We have a lot
No,
still
I
to
was
get
gonna
to.
say
We have like
a
15
lot
minutes
to get
left.
to. If like 15 minutes left. Okay, so we were talking about the possibility of going to the past with Fantastic Four. One series that is going to explore their past and their history is House of the
yeah.
Dragon. So
Yeah.
it's coming exclusively to HBO Max this summer. We're going to check out a teaser trailer for
Oh,
that.
exciting.
Talking about a little background and history of the House Targaryen.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you call her, the great grandmother of dragons. I don't know what you would really call her. Like the whole bloodline of the
She would
Targaryens.
probably be, yeah, I guess the
Gam Gam of dragons.
Gram Gram of
Gram
Dragon.
Gram, the GG.
The GG of Dragons.
All right, we're gonna check
Nana.
out the House of Dragon
Dragon Nana.
teaser do it right now.
The-
Draganana.
Dragananana.
Draganana.
I actually haven't seen this.
Not
Really?
Really?
That's her.
What is this?
She needs to get in the sun more.
That's what she's doing.
Dragonstone.
Oh, thank you.
If not the pursuit of legacy.
What? It's
What do you say?
Orlando Bloom.
Good Orlando Bloom. I'm stoked to see more dragons.
I call it Valarian. I, Bowman Baratheon.
Black man and Valerian, what's up, man?
Promise to be faithful to
Literally only you can say that.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
What's up, Ben? Oh, Matt Stone's in it.
I was jealous. I was jealous of the crown. You spanking that man? What's going on?
That what it looked like.
Iron Throne.
On August 21st.
Please keep going. Keeping that warm.
You have the determination to win it.
Is it like the Goblet of Fire? Oh, is that?
No.
Euphoria?
No, I thought it was too. It's not.
Are you sure?
History.
No, I don't think so.
Remember blood.
She's a good actor. Actress. That's cool.
It remembers names.
I know I didn't shut up the whole time, but that was cool.
Neither did I. I was just making sure that we know that. It was
Okay. You have not seen Game of Thrones.
I've watched the first 2 seasons.
You have not seen Game of Thrones.
You have not seen Game of Thrones.
I know
You leaving?
what happens.
Later, guys.
You leaving?
I'm looking.
Oh,
I'm
boy,
looking.
here it
I'm looking
comes.
for my interest in this show.
Oh!
Not in there.
Don't worry, we're about to hit you with something more interesting in a second.
It's not in there.
It's going to be even less interesting.
I've seen all of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Oh God, they're after me. I've seen all of Game of Thrones. After season 3,
I thought he was gonna go hard.
I didn't give up.
You saw 3 seasons and then you watched it for 4 more years?
Well, yeah, because you want to know. I mean, my wife was super into it.
I mean, that's the
watched
same
it
reason I
again.
finished Lost.
Yeah, you know, it's just
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
Fair
I
enough.
stopped watching for a while and then
Okay.
picked up
I watched,
again.
I watched Riverdale for 6 seasons.
And I was
Wow.
like, because it was a cultural thing. Like you want to be a part of
Connected
the
to
culture.
the characters, man.
I did not care about this. I don't care about the show, especially with Lord of the Rings coming out.
Oh, that's
It's
why.
actually going to be out before Lord of the Rings.
That's why. I'm excited for this. I think a nice cool history lesson would be cool. We're gonna get a lot more CGI, so there's gonna be a lot more dragons. I don't know if you're familiar with any of the backstory. They've been pushing a lot of history. It's really cool. It's the basically green team and black team. 2 of the sisters. Don't look at him like that.
What? The green team?
Oh, that's the color. So, so it went. There's 2 of the sisters wear 2 different dresses.
Gone off the rails.
Of course, all the time. 2 of the sisters wore 2 different dresses to I don't know if it's like some battle or a wedding. I don't know. And there begins to be 2 different Targaryen team battles. And there's a lot of
It's like
dragons.
the Disney games.
Yeah. There's a lot of dragons and fighting, and I'm sure all
That
kinds
sounds
of
cool.
weird stuff that's gonna go on. Donovan's still looking for his interest, but like, I think it's gonna be visually cool. I think it's gonna be a cool story to see. I think Game of Thrones needed more anyway because the ending sucked so bad.
You didn't care for the last season.
No, I don't think no one did. That Starbucks
No,
cup
I
didn't
don't-
care for it. You know what I mean?
No, they didn't.
I've talked about it before. I stopped watching Game of Thrones. I might be wrong about the season I stopped watching. I watched it for a while, and then it ran into it's when the little girl gets like burned at the stake, and I was
That's like not season 1 or 2. That's like in there. That's
I
like
think it's like
4.
oh well,
yeah,
then
that's
whatever.
Like
Then
way in
that's
there,
when I
bro.
stopped watching. I was just like,
I wouldn't know what's going on either. If I saw that as my first couple
I
intro
was-
to the episode, I'm like,
that was
you
the
know
first
what?
episode
Well,
I
no,
watched.
where the
watched-
dragons at, player? What?
I watched all the way up until
Nah.
then. I was just like, oh wow, I think
Nah,
I'm
man.
good.
You said 1 or 2 episodes. I was like,
I didn't say
you
episodes.
said seasons?
Yeah.
That's like 4.
Okay. Well, 4 then.
Okay.
I think the reason why I'm like not interested in this and really wasn't like a huge Game of Thrones guy is because I didn't root for anybody in Game of Thrones. There was not one person that I was like, yeah, oh, like not even Jon Snow, who was like supposed to be the most noble of all of them.
Black
Although the Battle of the Bastards was a great fight sequence,
Sick.
but I just was like, all right, like cool. I'm not rooting. I don't root for anyone, and this story doesn't lend me to root for anyone who's truly good. And that's just the kind of story person that I am. I love good versus evil, and in Game of Thrones, You don't have that. You don't
I
have
feel
a
like you're.
good
I feel like you're
versus
like
evil.
Lord of the Rings, and you're like, this is
You
too
thought the
close.
Starks were all
I
evil?
understand.
What?
You thought the Starks were all evil?
Yeah, I thought some of them were. I think their intentions were not like.
Sansa's a little evil.
I mean, they
Arya
got screwed over
lost
from the
her-
beginning of the show.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like why is he helping Baratheon? Like Ned Stark? Like
because he's a friend of his for years.
yeah, okay, but like he.
And he's the king, my dude.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
So he's
gonna
doing
get
it
to
because
tramp.
I just didn't think it. I didn't root for anyone. I didn't root
Okay.
for anyone.
It's like
There
Game
was
of Thrones.
no one that I was
this
like.
is a Game of Thrones
"Yay!"
review, also recap video, by the way.
Did you like Game of Thrones? Didn't you?
Yeah, dude.
I did until the last
season. It sucked, bro.
So-
And did you
Yeah.
root for anybody in the last season?
like 6 people.
Frank. Sorry, Frank.
I probably rooted for like 3 people, but yeah.
Yeah, the dragons.
No, I did not root for any
Peter Dinklage.
dragons. I didn't have a favorite dragon or a T-shirt.
Yeah,
I did.
that's my
I
dragon.
know you did.
I understand what
love
Donovan's
it.
saying about like watching a show and just like being like, all these people suck. I don't want to watch it anymore. I had watched like the first 6 or 7 episodes of that You show for the first season, and I was like, all of these people suck, dude. I don't enjoy watching any of them. I'm done watching this. So I get what he's saying. I'm not really speaking to whether that's the case with Game of Thrones, but I understand if that's where he was at with the show.
Yeah, and like even On the Game says this is completely different creative team. Benioff and Weiss from Game of Thrones have zero involvement. All right,
That might be a good thing.
That's the moral. There's shades of gray, not simple good and evil like Lord of the Rings. Okay, so
Yeah, dude.
So Boromir, is he not gray?
Okay. What I understand what you're about to do.
You're
You're about to,
Don't get
you're
me
about to
started.
defend
Don't get
Lord of the
into Lord of the
Rings.
Rings.
and you don't,
Yes,
you
that's
don't
what I'm
have
saying,
to.
and that's
I'm
the
here.
thing.
That's
That's the
okay.
thing.
We
And I
got 10
think-
minutes.
I think that's the thing that you're like so Lord of the Rings.
We do
that
have
this Game of Thrones.
we do have more to react to.
Okay.
Do we?
Yes.
Look what
Now-
you've done.
Listen, we've got to get to something that I mean, I don't even know what to say. I have no plans to watch this.
Roll the next
I
one.
am in the minority here.
If you were there early enough and you ordered your popcorn and got in your seat, unlike me, I was walking when the movie was starting. You
did.
got to see a little teaser for Avatar's, what's it called? Waterworld?
The Last Airbender.
Avatar Waterworld.
The Way of Water.
Universal Studios
This
presents.
is James Cameron's passion project. We're not going to talk while we watch this teaser.
Oh,
That would be
I
great.
didn't talk, Phil. Well, I said
Well,
August 21st. That's
We're
it.
going to watch this teaser and react to it.
Cone of silence.
I don't have that. Tarzan.
you couldn't resist.
Yeah, I know.
Tarzan.
I think Sonny thinks this is like Tarzan.
But blue.
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family.
That looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It looks visually cool.
Is our fortress.
I think this took too long
To come out?
This movie took way too long to come out, and I feel kind of bad that this is James Cameron's passion project
Yeah, because
because I love James Cameron movies.
yo,
Yeah.
men's is not I don't know, man. That
You're waiting over a decade to see.
I think the
that.
development of underwater mocap is awesome. I think that's
think
super
visually it's
cool.
gonna
I
be
think visually
incredible.
that's going to be a really beautiful movie. The sounds, it makes me feel like I'm on like a roller coaster.
Are you going to watch this and quote this movie to your friends?
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
talk
put it
about
like
you
I'm
did
gonna
the
do
first
Come
one?
on.
inspirational
Yeah.
quotes in the Instagram story caption. You know, I'm gonna be like, it's like a Drake album. You know, I'm just gonna be like,
Listen,
I'm
let's
not
not fool
stoked.
anyone.
I'm not
Everybody at this,
excited.
everybody at this
how
table.
many times has Avatar been compared to a Drake album? Do you think that might be the first time in the
That's not
history
be
of
the
the
first time.
universe?
That's probably the first time.
Everybody at this table is going to see it in theaters. Like that's.
Yeah, we're gonna go
We're
see
probably
it.
going to watch it together.
Yeah, we're gonna
definitely
go
gonna
watch
go
it
watch
for
it.
sure, for sure.
I don't
But
feel the same way about this that you guys do.
I'm just not interested in like the story
really,
at all.
you're like super stoked.
No, but I'm not like I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm not
I
like
don't
I don't care, but I'm also like,
I think the
I'm not going to completely
visuals-
skip it like Morbius, but
Yeah, right. Same. I think the
Literally.
I'll eventually get around to seeing
I think
it.
the
I
visuals
will
look
not.
so cool, and James Cameron has always been
will
so
not
good
see
at
Morbius.
spectacle that I'm definitely going to go see it in theaters.
looks cool.
Whether we needed to talk about it or not, I would go see it. Do I think it's going to be the most compelling story? No. I'm not expecting to go watch a Joel and Ethan Coen movie. You know what I mean?
Imagine.
Yeah, right. I'm just
They
expecting
did they did the water really good.
it looks
in
fantastic.
that.
It looks incredible. It's gonna. If you watch,
Have you ever played Super Mario Sunshine?
that's a negative, sir.
What?
That the water in
Have
that
you?
was game changing. It was on GameCube. It's one of the best games ever. I'm just saying the water looked great.
Nikita is in
I
the
smoked way
chat.
too much before the show.
Nikita is in the chat. They're going to be doing a re-release of the original Avatar.
Of course they are, dude.
In September. We can go and watch it together.
No.
No.
I mean, I love you guys. Can we go see something else in September? Like
Yeah.
Downton Abbey?
We're going to be doing something else in September. The Comic-Con is in September.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to be
See you
like
later.
okay, but I'm not interested
you
in the
will.
story. I think if this is really just a show,
It looks like space
An
and
exhibition in
and-
CGI.
Space
Yeah.
Blue Man Tarzan.
They
Like the
keep
Blue
us in
Man
like the
group?
Pocahontas, which is like the main thing.
Like
But it's
Pocahontas,
like-
but like in space, but like Tarzan with water, more water.
the soundtrack sounded like Pure Moods. It's like,
I think it'll be cool.
I don't care at all
That's
about
fair,
watching
that's
this
You're like,
fair.
I'm
I
good.
don't care.
I'm gonna
at
go
all.
ahead and not. That's a no for me, dog.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
I think it's a no for all the
We're
dogs.
gonna you're gonna suggest we're all trying to suggest a show that we hadn't we've kind of been watching, kind of has some nerd vibes to it that you'd want to recommend to people that
For sure.
you know, not Moon Knight, but something else.
Unfortunately, yeah, something that's not Marvel or DC or any like superhero stuff. Outer Range. It's on Amazon Prime
Okay.
with Josh Brolin. It's really good. It kind of gives me like a little bit of Westworld-y vibes, but a
Okay.
little bit of sci-fi, western-y kind of. I don't want to give it away because it's
good.
It's very, very good. I suggest everybody kind of give it a shot. Right now, I believe there's 8 episodes on Amazon Prime, so you could binge it. It's super good. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's trippy. There's multiversal kind of stuff, sci-fi stuff going on. So definitely check it out if you're just kind of looking for something to watch after being disappointed. by
Guys,
Moon
I
Knight.
have good news for you.
What's that?
I have been watching Breaking Bad.
No,
Wow.
yes.
I'm almost finished with season 1.
No way. Do you like it?
It's so good.
yeah.
It was never a not good thing for me. It was just I suck at watching TV shows.
Yeah, but like it's good though,
I
right?
found a good way to settle in and watch it, and not
Good.
feel like I can keep myself occupied while also having it on and paying attention. 'Cause
Nice.
that's what
Mhm.
happens with TV shows. I like lose
course.
interest, and I'm like, but I'm watching it. And it's really
one of the
I
best.
love
shows.
it.
Nikita was talking about the movie Way of Water, and all in the game said, "Don't hold your breath." I don't know if that was a.
That's gonna be the title
I'm
of the
not sure
third
that
one.
was intended or not. All in the game,
title of the third
but
one.
if it was, well done, my friend.
Don't hold your breath,
hold your
Nikita.
breath.
That's
No,
the
no
stuff
one.
I live for right there, man. That's awesome.
oh brother, oh,
Don't hold your breath. Donovan, what you got? What your the show you want to suggest?
Oh. The John Wayne Gacy tapes.
Oh no!
Netflix has been really interesting. He's about a serial killer. It's been very fascinating. I've been rewatching a lot of
I just thought it
Marvel
was
and
a
Star
joke.
Wars. No, I
He's
wasn't.
like, no, it's actually
I've
interesting.
been
like it's
watching
good.
that, and I'm like, because I knew of John Wayne Gacy, I just didn't know what he actually did, and this guy was a sick mofo. This is I mean, as all of them are, but
no, right. I understand.
anyway, don't watch that with the kids. But I've been rewatching a lot of the Marvel stuff, a lot of Star Wars. I'm getting ready for Kenobi. Like I can't wait. I'm hoping to see Ahsoka in this new
I spent
Kenobi
way
show.
too much money at Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
They start
did
shooting
you get a
Ahsoka
lightsaber?
next month.
And
I
Hayden
didn't get a
Christensen.
lightsaber.
Did you build one?
I didn't build a lightsaber.
You got
I
a
did
couple.
that. So
Did you get a blue and a red one?
Oh
I
my
have
god,
every color.
All right.
I got Luke's.
guys! Hayden Christensen is reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker in the Ahsoka show,
That's cool.
and he's coming back as a Force ghost to Ahsoka, which
Sick.
I was like,
Sick.
"What? That's
Sick, sick,
amazing!" Because they
fun.
just released
Yeah.
that because his hair is growing out right now. For that, oh, it's okay. Man, you stepped on my Jesus threes. Man, you stepped on my Jesus threes, bro. Any rate, yeah. So I'm just watching my kids. That's really what I'm watching. My children. Hope guys like John Wayne Gacy aren't coming after
guys are
him.
crazy. Oh my god, dude.
Well, going right off of what Paul was talking about, Breaking Bad.
Sure.
Ozark just ended.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're happy.
I'm glad it's over because I just didn't really care for the last season that much. I didn't really like
Yeah.
the third season all that much, but
Yeah. Second half was
think
pretty good
the
though.
second half of the last season is pretty entertaining,
It's been good.
and it does
Does its
it
job.
answers some questions, and all I could I'm not gonna say who dies, but listen,
One of the family members does it though, right?
I'm not gonna say that, but I don't think it's over.
Yeah, I think Jonah
not over.
Jonah's gonna take over. Right?
Jonah and the Whale.
Yeah, dude.
Jonah
Hex.
and the whale are gonna take over.
Jonah Hex.
Was
My goodness.
not the best Josh Brolin.
A little bit of
No.
news and notes. The Batman 2, the sequel has been officially
boy.
announced
Let's go.
for fall of 2024.
It can't come faster.
Jeez.
Chill out,
I wanted to make sure you guys got all your giggles out.
Yeah, because he's gonna end this on a real high note. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
We want to say
yeah.
rest in peace to George Perez. He passed away over the weekend. His wife had been putting some messages out there on the socials, and we just want to say that he had a huge impact in the comic industry. And from all the stories that you start to hear about the artists and writers and the people in the community that were in contact with him, fans, everybody, he was just an incredible person.
I would venture to give a comparison for those who may not be into comic books. He, in a lot of ways, there's kind of two comparisons I'm going to make. He is the Steven Spielberg and Alfred Hitchcock of comic books. He brought them to relevancy, and he also was a huge part in the big blockbuster comic. He did the first ever big blockbuster comic, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Comic books is not what it is today. The Multiverse of Madness, even though Crisis on Infinite Earths is a DC book, it's not a thing. It does not happen without George Perez.
Yeah.
He's unmatched, unrivaled. There's no one who, if there's a Mount Rushmore for comic book people, he's on it.
Yeah.
He's an Abe Lincoln spot.
Yep.
He is the man.
Him, Stanley, all the greats.
Thinking about his family and loved ones right now, this is it's brutal. I mean, it's sad to hear when somebody passes away. I mean, a fan of his for years. I mean, I can just say that. I mean, he was a good guy, and he will be missed in the industry
Yes.
for sure. Guys, we wanted to give you a little bit of an update about what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. We do have something planned for September for Comic-Con. We don't know in what capacity exactly what's going to be happening, but we will have something, and we'll have details out there soon when we get all that stuff ironed out. But we will be very active in the Las Vegas area. That's all I can say. Comic-Con weekend,
Yes.
September 16th.
We're
I believe,
working
is the beginning of that.
working on some things.
Yeah, so it should be fun.
Stay tuned.
Sonny, what do you got for the people?
I felt so weird not being here last week. I love you guys. Good
That's
to be
why
back.
I didn't want to have that feeling. So
Yeah, dude, I hate it.
You were here last week. You weren't here the week before.
Week before. That's what I meant, dude. Leave me alone.
Did you say last year?
No.
No, he said last week. He said last week. He was covering the draft 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Anyway,
we get it. I know.
You guys don't know what I mean. If you do not have us on Spotify and Apple
Do that.
Podcasts or anywhere you can find your podcast, go subscribe. Listen to the audios. It's not as fun as watching us, but go
mean,
subscribe.
Oh, they can't
I'd
look
argue
at
it is as fun.
I think
They
it
can't
might
look
be
at
It kind
your
of is
beautiful
because
face,
I
Sonny.
went through one episode and
You can't see
I could
Paul's
just
shirt.
You can imagine what we're doing. You can imagine what my shirt is. It's got pink elephants and your mom on it.
woo. That's a great outro.
Oh man.
Paul, how do they get in contact
You
with us
can get
now
in-
that you insulted their mothers?
You can get in contact with us on Instagram at Into the West Comics, Twitter at Into_comics. Maybe get a sneak peek into what might be happening in a few weeks on the show if you're following us on Twitter. See some things going on. You know what I'm saying? And then follow us
What was that?
on TikTok
No.
at Into the West Comics, and like Sonny said, Spotify, Apple Pods, everywhere you can find, for the most part, your audio listening podcast.
Enjoyment.
Audio only is what I
Your
meant to
audio
say.
pleasures.
Yeah.
The ASMR podcast. Go follow us there. Download the episodes. Listen on your commute if you can't do this, or watch us here.
I hate that.
We are more available for you guys than ever, and thank you guys so much for watching us be idiots.
All right, Don, we got 10 seconds.
Honey, come get the kids. I'm tired. Come home.
Jess, come get the kids. Donovan's tired.
Take care.
Brush your hair.
We will see you next week, guys. We love you.
Oh,
I
he threw it at
appreciate
Frank.
you. I appreciate Quan. We are powered by Gorilla Cross. Quan, I love you.
Bye, guys.
Like a
I'm gonna go. Not
Taco time.
be. I don't know what I was gonna say. Goodbye.
I'm like, where are you going with this? I'm like waiting for it to happen.
See you guys next week.
Yo, mama.
Yeah.
Why are you doing mama jokes? Where
You
that
said
come
yo
from?
mama.
Y'all
You said yo
crazy.
mama. Yo mama and pink elephants on the shirt.
Pink elephants.